welcome back to another video today. Today's going to be a buff video. As I said in the last one, I'm going to go more in depth on some of these. It's going to take a few videos to get through them all. But I believe today we should work on the Monarch page. Now the main thing in here is there's two things. You got your gear and you got your talent. Those are the two main buffs in here. I don't think there's much anything else except for your overview. Don't think any of these give buffs either. But you have these. You have basically in city or just your basics. You got the ground troop. These first four, maybe five, give the percentage and a flat refine. If you're doing a T1 wall, mounted or ground troop ones, this for defense is great. Thing is, they have to be high enough level. We got ground troop attack, mounted troop attack, ranged, siege, all. These are just when attacking. So when you're joining a rally, when you're soloing somebody, attacking ground, attacking ranged, attacking mounted, siege. And then you got these splits. These ones cost money. I believe you can get them in the $50 and $100 packs. But you got attacking mounted and ground troop attack, siege and ranged, and then all. That was. And then you got the HP ones. Same thing basically, just going over HP. Then the splits. And this one right here is the defense one. Same layout, same stuff. Now these are where they get a little complicated. So you got march size capacity, it'll add that much to your march size. Can be very beneficial if you can use it right. Got march speed. I personally use march speed on my defense preset because I don't like to be able to keep troops out if I'm going to be defending. All troop load is good for if you are farming, sending to the alliance farm. That can bring back an extra 41% theoretically. March speed to monsters, if you're always hitting monsters, if you're your team's boss monster rallier, you should always have that on, that or this. And then you got the debuff ones. These ones cost money. I don't think there are very few ways to get them without costing money. But yeah, all the troop debuff. I think you even got a couple of splits in there. This one, we got research speed. If you're ever doing any research, you're going to want to turn this on. There's a couple other things to turn on as well when you're doing research to cut down some of that time. It's only for those people that save up a bunch to do a lot at a time. You got construction speed, same thing with that. Some people save up all their stuff to do a bunch of construction at once, and they will turn on every single construction buff they can, and they'll do it that way. I believe my alliance leader, ABRXS, going to K45. Yeah, he just hit K45. Big congrats to him. I believe he was able to shave off 20,000-ish days worth of speed ups just by activating all his construction speed up buffs. Then we got crafting speed, training speed, healing, trap building speed, and then a bunch of more debuffs. These only work when attacking, by the way. So if you're joining a rally, if you're soloing, stuff like that, these all work. And then we got food production, lumber, stone, ore. This is for production in city for your little farms down over here outside your wall. And you have gathering. So sending anything to the alliance farm or something, or just regular farms and tiles out there. Got that for lumber, stone, and ore. And then once again, the debuffs for attacking. And with this, as long as you know what to do, you can set your presets. So just this little button up here, you can go through and do these. So let's say I wanted to make a defending mounted troop. All right, I would equip this. I would go equip that one. And this is defending, so I want my march speed up so I don't have to wait for my troops to come back as slowly. Every little bit helps with speed. This, it doesn't really matter, but I like to put on healing speed if I'm defending. Now, ground troop defense. And this one really doesn't matter, but I'm always low on lumber, so I'll just put lumber on. Now you just want to go through and double check. Mounted, mounted, mounted. Whoops. Healing, march speed, lumber. Then you would go in here, click add new, select any of these that you want, it doesn't really matter. I like to just go say the troop type you're using and then either A for attack or D for defense. Then you would click save. So these are all attacking, I just didn't add the A to any of them. But there we go, that's how you create a new preset. So if I switch back to my ranged, it'll change obviously. And then boom, equip, and boom, you have it on. That easy. This is something a lot of players use. Not sure if it's everything, if it's a thing that every player knows how to do though. And it's great to have these presets because you're going to be doing a siege march. You're going to equip that, you're going to send that march out. You're going to equip ranged, send that next march. And then you're going to send mounted and you're going to use this, boom, send mounted. And then for defense, I have a ground defense, an all defense, and a mounted defense. The all defense is okay. It just buffs all of my troops in city. All troop HP, all troop defense. Once again, march speed because it's a defending. Healing speed. And this doesn't really matter a whole lot. That's what I do for that. So on your equipment, your Monarch Gear, you can compose stuff. So let me find one. Go in here, you just tap all the way back, compose all, compose, boom, next. And you just keep on going until you can get the highest level possible, because the highest level gives you better buffs. Now you see right here, 26 to 33, 33 to 41. And you just keep going as far as you can. I can get to level 8 on this, which is 50% trap building speed. Now if you want to compose all, you can buy everything before this to get enough to upgrade the next one. So to go to level 9, it would cost me 60,000 gems to get one level 8. I personally don't think this is worth it. I wouldn't do it. I would just wait. This is a time game. It's completely fine. Now, obviously, you have stuff like your stamina in here. You got your XP. And then let's go into talents. All right. So you have two presets you can select for your talents. Most people do a PvP preset and a non-PvP. So let's go over PvP first. I use March Speed. Now, you also have the offering one you could use or the construction one. March Speed's always going to be more important when you're PvPing. Got purchasing slot lasts longer, in-city resource production cost, grants you troop death rate capacity when attacking monsters to protect your troops. This, it's for monsters, but you know, none of these are for attacking. Increase archer tower attack. This is for defense, but it helps a lot. Warehouse protection and research speed. None for PvP right there. And you got healing cost. Reduce the cost of healing troops. That is a very good one. Increase troop load capacity. How much stuff your troops can carry. Honestly, I would have gone for healing, but this over here, I had to go this way. Resources rescue. Turn death wounded rate of troops from main city when attacking players. You'll take less dead and you'll have more wounded when you're attacking somebody. It's also a good one to have. This is probably better than the healing, unless you're just defending, then the healing would be more important. You got stamina regeneration. It just regens your stamina quicker, and everybody on this game knows stamina is always a problem if you're joining boss monsters. Allows you to plunder a portion of resources from enemy resource spots after successfully occupying it. So I know it's against the rules on most servers, but you can attack somebody's resource spot. This will allow you to plunder a portion of the resources that they have already gathered on that place, which normally you can't unless you have that on. And you got increase the troop training speed in subsidies. That's a good one. Honestly, I might change this to healing cost, and I might do resource plunder, and then this one. General revival increases the speed of reviving generals. I would never put this on because you can just purchase the things with gems to revive your generals. They're fairly cheap. Grants you a chance for 2x critical when opening resources items, except for safe resources. This is huge. This, I know is only 4% is maxed, but when you're opening a bunch of resources, I usually save per week how many resources, all my resources. I save it per week. I open it all at once, and I always have this turned on when I'm opening it. It will give you significantly more. Subsidy attack. Each subsidy can boost troop attack. Current level +4. So it's 1 level per level, right? 1% per level. So what this means is every single sub-city you have increases your in-city troop attack by 4%. So I have 10 subs. So all of those subs are each giving 4% in-city buffs for me for attacking. That's 40 overall for all 10 of my subs. That is a huge increase. That is something everybody should do. We got trap triggering rate. This is very finicky. I wouldn't even worry about traps. They're generally not worth it. And you got training speed. That's always nice to have. Troops can take a long time to train. Gathering boost. Gains extra resources from gathering. So whenever you send troops out to tiles or your alliance farm or something, it'll get you extra resources from that. Hospital capacity. Increase the hospital capacity. So this just buffs the hospital, how many troops can fit in the hospital by 25%. Protects food from being consumed. And Fatal Strike. Allows you to turn a certain proportion of enemies' wounded troops into dead when attacking them. That's fairly good if you really want to kill somebody's troops. Obviously, that doesn't matter in uh, any of the battlefields. It doesn't, I mean, it matters a little bit, but not like much in SVS because they can get them all back anyways. But if you're ever PvPing inside of your own server, if you're a Bob server or anything like that, this can help you kill off extra troops. Then you got subordinate city troop death to survival rate. It'll just help keep your troops alive that are in your subs, which is important for battlefield because when your troops die, when you get hit in battlefield, your sub troops permanently die. And if you don't have enough troops in your subs during battlefield, your sub buffs will not apply. And you got in-city HP, increase the city troop HP. Increase troop training capacity. This is nice. When you're making T1s, you're going to want as big of a capacity as you want if you're doing a T1 wall. Increase siege machine repair capacity in the trap factory. This can be helpful. I would never use it, but then again, we're not a Bob server. That's better for Bob server activities. Main city troop death to survival rate when attacking. So when you're attacking somebody, more of your troops will survive than usual. It can be helpful, it might not, who knows. Each subcity can boost troop HP. So this one, it was just one level, and it boosted by 2%. So every single one of my subs will buff my in-city troop HP by 2%. That's a total of 20% HP for me. Reduces the resources and gem cost of repairing siege machines. That can be helpful if you're a big siege defense player in your server and you're doing Bob. It'll help you repair all that. Increase troop attack for defending city. This is just in-city buffs. It'll give you 5%. It's helpful. Increase the capacity of troops in the subcity. If you're somebody that always fills your subcity's troops and you think that that'll help, then this would be good for some people. I personally don't use it because my troops are almost always dead in my subs because I get zeroed a lot. Increase single time revive troop power during server war. This can be big if you get zero during SBS and you don't have a whole bunch of soul you can spend, or you're trying to limit it. You're going to try to max out your single time revive troops power. You're going to want to max that out on everything. That is always going to be helpful. Increase troop attack when attacking monsters. This is good for those boss ralliers. Each subsidy can boost troop defense. So every single one of your subs will get a 2% boost, and that'll apply to the main city. So that'd be 20% for me. Increase troop healing speed. It'll save you some speeds on healing. This will save you some speeds on construction. Increase troop defense. I think we did that one. No. Increase troop defense for defending city. This will just be a base in city defense. Increase march speed towards monsters. This is big for those boss monster hitters. Reduce enemy troop attack when attacking. That's good for defense. It's a level 45 Monarch. Increase your troops attack when they are reinforcements. This is good for those big boys trying to defend the little boys. It'll help a lot. Increase your troop attack when they are reinforcements. This will help a lot. Reduce enemy defending troop attack against your in-rally troops. So whenever you're rallying somebody, this will reduce the defending troops attack. So it's a attack debuff when you're rallying. Increase troops attack when they are attacking. Whenever you're attacking, you'll get this buff. It's pretty good. Increases defending troops attack. So your in-city attack will be better by 20%. Reduce enemy troop attack when attacking. When you're attacking, it'll reduce the enemy's attack. It's a nice debuff. Increase in rally troop attack. Good for those teams that rally. Alright, let's go over my PvP setup. I got march speed, obviously. Morality, troop death to capacity, archer attack. Here, actually, let's just reset this. Let's go through and do this. Alright, we want archer tower attack. Let's go healing. Let's go this one. Because during SVS I hit those whenever they're out. And boost troop attack, you always want that. Whenever you don't really care about the ones that you can get like from gathering or training speed, you want to look at this next row. Capacity of hospital, being consumed, fatal strike. So that's the one I want, so I don't really gather a whole lot, so I'm gonna go with this. I'll do that. Then I always want that. That'll give me 8%. That's not bad. Each city can boost troop HP. I always want that. In-city attack. Always want that. And I think that's where I max out. And that is how I do mine. Going up from here, I would do troop revival. Wait, no. I would do this one. Sub-city defense. Defending troop defense. I would move to defending enemy attack decrease. Ooh. I'd do this one. And I'd probably do rally attack. So I'd go boom, 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 boom. I'm only level 39 currently. I haven't hit level 40, but that's how I do that. Let's move on to my non-PvP one. Offering. I do 25 offerings every day. I use 15 gems, 10 not gems. This helps me stay up, get the XP and everything from it. It's really great. Resource production. Just boosts my in-city production. It's really helpful. It does minus 20% gathering, but I don't gather, so that doesn't affect me. I do research speed, troop load, just because I wanted to go over to stamina regen, which is super helpful. I really needed that. Resource critical, always use that when I'm opening boxes. Training speed, troop upkeep. Then we got training capacity. This one is more of a PvP one, but either way, I could have stayed with Sub-City HP. Sub-City troop capacity. So just overfill it if I can on breaks and downtime. Doesn't matter either way. I could have done this one or this one and been fine. And then if I was going to keep on going, I would do Monster Hunter. I would do Advanced Construction, Monster March Speed. Um, yeah, I would probably do this one and then this one because in Rally Troop Attack will still help. Yeah. And in your talents, you can reset your talent up here to do all of these, to redo it all. And 2,000 gems isn't a whole lot. You can get that very easily. But as you guys saw, I did reset this to go through and redo it. Believe that is all the buffs in here. I don't think you get buffs from any of these fames. I don't think you get anything from any buffs from these. And no buffs there. That is the overview of the Monarch screen. If you guys liked the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. In the next video, I believe I will be going over all the researches and Alliance Science, going through all of that, giving you guys the overview of that. Uh, Let me know if these videos are helpful. I want to keep on making them. I enjoy making them. I know you guys miss AB and Gil, but they'll be back eventually. Yeah, let me know if you guys like these videos and what I should do next. Tell me how I should expand. I did just start a Discord channel. If you guys want the link to that, let me know in the comments and I'll drop it there. And thank you. Have a good day.